She looks kind of long. And then you Brian, we're starting. Okay, let me go. Hi, Rick. Hi, I'm worried about being Jim. Look at this guy, you know. Wear a t-shirt today. Yeah.
Who needs a comb? I don't need a comb. Good morning. I don't want to knock your camera. Good morning. I didn't want to knock your camera.
Good morning, everyone. Good morning. I welcome you here to Edwards Congregational Church. I'm Kathy with Friends. I am substituting for Lisa this morning. She is in Oregon for another wedding. As she said, 3 in a month. She's a little scared. But she's having fun. So you get stuck with me again. I'm getting really used to this. Oh, it's nice. I guess we need to talk closer to this one. Okay. So I welcome everybody here today. I know some people have announcements. I'm going to ask them to come up, and they can say, I know John has one, or Julie has one. I actually have only to say that there's a Social Justice Book Club on Monday the 17th. There's a Community Impact meeting Tuesday the 18th, and a caregiver meeting Wednesday the 19th. Are we busy? Yes. Okay, John?
Hey, I just wanted to say that the Educational Wing Special Fundraising, thanks to everyone's generosity, so far collected $5,500, put towards our goal of $10,000, and there are additional funds to pledge, so it's not too late. If you wish to contribute to the special fund, you can designate checks to check the funds to the Educational Wing Funding. So, thank you very much. Talk into it.
John Tyler. It's on.
Good morning. Can you hear me now? I'm Julie Hankey. I'm a member of the mission trip crew that goes down to Back Bay Mission in Biloxi, Mississippi pretty much every year. We always go down. I've been on every one except for one. My announcement is that scholarships are available for financial assistance if needed, and that due date is actually coming up. We extended till the 30th. We also want to know if you're planning on going as soon as possible. The end of the month, please let Carol Ogletree know if you're planning on going. What else? It's really the scholarships are available, so financial support is available, and that please get your name in. If you have any questions about the trip, I love talking about it, so reach out to me. Can I get a show of hands to anybody else that's gone on the trip down to Back Bay Mission? So there's a group of us that have done that. So talk to us about it and see how much fun it is and what a worthwhile week it is to spend down feeding people, meeting people, hammering some nails, and so. But that's all I need to say.
Thank you, Julie.
Just want to make it long.
So you know what music all the way around. Okay, let's show you now that this don't work. So let's join together in worship. We spend too much time being driven rather than drawn in. We focus on what we should do rather than what we feel excited and compelled to do in our life. in this world. During this series, we will connect with our inherent creativity and nurture the foundational aspects of being human, giving us renewed energy for passionate work, delightful play, and creative problem solving to make this world a better place for all. Let's see if we can remember their song. Let us be drawn in. In the world of the dream, let us be drawn in. Let your love be again. Let us be drawn in. To imagine, to dream, to create, to redeem. For the sake of the living, let us be drawn in. Something grossly overlooked in the creative process is the place of effortlessness and play. In the story of creation, God rested, and this was very good. Staying too focused on deadlines and how every moment robs us of an important feature of what it means to be human, made in the image of God. His rhythm. Pushing through is non-sustainable, and creativity suffers if we constantly labor. That is so true. Celebration is necessary along the journey. God's creativity is ongoing. So while the story said God was finished and then rested, really it was simply a pause to reflect, to observe, to celebrate. And then God continued God's creative work among us and with us. In the world of the driven, let us be drawn in. Let your love be a given, let us be drawn in. To imagine, to dream, to create, to redeem. For the sake of the living, let us be drawn in. Let us pray together. Act and wrestle God. Your heart is our heart. Your rhythm is our rhythm. Open us to the place of rest and celebration in the rhythm of our lives. Draw us into delight. Give us the courage to breathe deeply. Amen. Let's sing our first hymn, Grace is Thy Faithfulness, 423. Great is your faithfulness, O God Creator. With you no shadow of turning we see. You do not change your compassion, sacred love. All your good and forever will be. Great is your faithfulness. Great is your faithfulness. Morning by morning, new mercies I see. All I have needed Why can't we seem to keep up our creativity? Why do we get burned out? Researcher and author Brené Brown says, it takes courage to say yes to rest and to play in a culture. In a culture where exhaustion is seen as a status symbol, sometimes hidden or not so hidden expectations, even and especially the ones we put on ourselves, drown out our own gut feeling that it is time to take a break. But hear the good news. God's love does not depend on your productivity, and your energy for the work of helping to serve the needs of the world is fed when you dare to give yourself what you need as well. You are beloved. Rest and celebrate. As our reading and passing of the peace today, I invite you to turn to your neighbors and you're to give them this assurance: you are enough, period. Because you are enough, period. You are enough. So reach out to those around you. You are enough, period. To all those around you, are enough, period. Peace. Oh, well. You can come later. It's not a real video, okay? Not nearly as big. Okay. Steve. Getting distracted by my Steve. You're good enough. Period. Period. You are. You are. Steve. Period. You're more than period. I know. This one is not nearly as good as the other one. Not. Okay, hold it up close. Okay, I invite children forward. Brian, you okay? Okay, come and sit, or come up here. Right there. Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah. This one's mine. I made it like 50 years ago. So it's falling apart. But we decided in our 5th or 6th grade class that we were going to graduate in 1976. So I made this quilt as part of my 4-H project, and I took it to all the football games, and I still take it to class reunions, and yes, I'm a hoarder. But we're going to let the kids sit down. Sit on the blanket, everybody sit down. And I should introduce myself. I'm kind of new here, and I just started coming to this church this year. So I probably don't know any of you, and you probably don't know me. My name is Christy, and I'll have to ask you what your names are. But I have some jobs to do, and do you guys have any jobs that you have to do now that school's out? Yeah, anybody want to share what their job is?
So, my family has a job together, and we're moving into my grandma's house, so we all have to do everything around.
That's a lot of work. Wow. You have a job?
Summer cleaning.
Summer cleaning, yes. Anybody else want to share what kind of job they have? Feeding dogs. Feeding the dog, that's important too. I bet the dog loves you for doing that too. So, yeah. So I'm retired, which means I don't have a real job that I get paid for. But I watch my grandson, my little grandson, 3 days a week, and it is a job. He's very active, and I'm not. So I have some pictures to share here because he does something every day. Can you tell me what you're doing here? Yeah, so that's called a nap. And I have several pictures of him napping on me. But this is what happens when he doesn't take a nap. He fell asleep on his high chair. And so he's got food in his hands, but he's so tired he can't lift it up to his mouth. So my favorite part is that he naps on me. And so we sometimes put a blanket over us, sometimes we just sleep together, but he'll wake up and he looks at me like, oh, you're still here. And then he falls back to sleep, and I hope he never gets too big to do that. It's the best thing. And I think when we all work hard, like kids playing or people doing jobs, working outside in the heat, we all need to take a rest, right? What's your favorite place to rest?
Under a tree.
Under a tree. Oh, I like that idea. Anybody else have a favorite place to rest? Do you want to say something? On the floor? In the chair, yeah. Well, my favorite place, obviously, is in my recliner with my grandson laying on me. And I sleep there as many times as I can. You have another one?
On the couch.
The couch is a good spot, too. So, you have another one? What's your other one? Sometimes we have to rest our brains too, right? We need to take a calm break. But we're talking about God giving us a time to rest today. So we make our belief that God is playing and creating through people in all places, and God plays and creates with us too. Let all God's children say, thanks be to God.
Thanks be to God.
Thank you.
This is a poem called Take It In by Marcia McGee. It is time to take it in. Take in the beauty, take in the wonder, take in the consequences, take in the meaning. It is time when work has worn us before it's torn us. Before we quit, it is time. Take it into our hearts, our lives, our longings. Take it in and rock it. Love it. Let it go. All this making, creating, anticipating, it is time. It is time. So now it is time to rest.
scripture this morning is from Exodus chapter 20. Remember the Sabbath day and keep it holy. 6 days you shall labor and do all your work. But the seventh day is a Sabbath to the Lord your God. You shall not do any work. You, your son or your daughter, your male or female captive, your livestock, or the alien resident in your towns. For in 6 days the Lord made heaven and the earth, the sea, and all that is in them, but rested on the seventh day. Therefore the Lord blessed the Sabbath day and consecrated it.
This is what happens in the church. So, for those of you who haven't been here before, or those who are new, we come into Back to House the second Sunday of the month, and we have discussion groups based on questions that we have. So I invite you to turn to your neighbors and look at the questions and have a discussion. And I know that lost my place. On the one about fun, there's a question about fun. I like that one. To write down the ideas. I think there's some papers and stuff like that there. So take and write down the ideas that you get that we might have fun here at Edwards, or that you could add to something in your life that's fun. So enjoy, and I'll try to take a look. Or over there, or if you do me, you have to talk into my microphone. Oh, yeah. Join me. Hold it right here and talk. So. Okay. So where do you want to start? Start with this question one? So restoring our relationship with God requires time to reconnect, time to celebrate and play, time to rest. Have you thought of restoring your relationship with God?
I don't know. I really don't need to worry about restoring because it's always there every day.
I guess I don't know if I remember that it's there, but I can try to put some kind of fun and God into things all the time, so.
I have to admit, I think that sometimes we're connected, but we don't always use that connection, that we don't always take that moment to take a rest and think about it. You know, how many times during the day do we, like we're doing something, and we take a stop and rest and go, oh, God, am I doing this right? And just think about it like that. I think that's really, sometimes we may not lose the whole relationship with God, but sometimes we might lose that, what I call the blip in the connection. And that's what we sometimes have to find and get back. Okay. So, what's the second question? What is one small step you can take to reconnect?
I think I like just sitting in nature, and it can just be sitting looking at the beauty of a park, or just be by the river and thinking, and just not thinking about anything, just being there. For me, it's just kind of lets me reconnect with everything.
I think attending church helps a person reconnect. weekly. It's very important to me.
I think mine is just with all the people that I connected with and still connect with today.
It's just there. You think about it once in a while. Oh my God.
I agree with Ivana that it's important to come to church because it would be so easy to sit at home and not come. But then when you come here and you're with all the people and you're doing good things and you see the good that's being done in God's name, it reconnects you to, you know, the people are the church. Yeah, people are the church.
Yeah, I have to agree. People at the church connect with the people, they connect with the Spirit of God, and you spread it around. So I find that really wonderful. Okay, question 3. What does play mean to you? Now, that's a pretty broad question. I don't know about people online, but there's a lot of things I can do to play. You know, I can play with my grandkids, I can play with my dog, I can go play by myself in the forest, splash in a mud puddle. I have all sorts of fun things that I like to do and play.
I think play for me, a lot of it's singing. So, and if it's just singing in the car on the way to work, or singing, or, you know, sometimes I just break into songs, kind of annoying to some people. But that's play, cooking, maybe some kind of, you know, just deciding to add something new to a recipe or just inventing a recipe. And that's play for me too. It's something that I just don't consider work. Just kind of gets to do.
I consider baking as play. I like to sew, and that's my playtime. I like to read, just connecting with friends, having lunch with friends, and going out to dinner with friends.
Mine is just getting together with friends. I love to be outside with nature, and I love to golf.
Well, I love to sew and read and play on my puzzles and then when the grandkids come.
When I have my family together, that's my favorite. Taking care of my granddaughter has been one of the biggest blessings in my life. When I'm not there, I think about her all the time because it's just a joy to finally get to be involved in my grandchild's life from day one, you know. So that to me is my play. And they won't let me hold her while she takes a nap. I might add, which is very annoying.
Okay, I have a question for. How open are you to doing different things? That could be play, could be fun.
Oh.
So, we need the drum circle needs more people. I get wrangled into it. I figure I'll try something every once. I mean, I jumped out of a plane, and a lot of you guys paid for me to jump out of a plane. So it's just kind of, I don't know. I'll try anything once. I think I'm pretty brave about that kind of thing.
You are young.
I'm not that young.
I used to try everything. As I've gotten older, not so much.
Amen, yes, amen.
I have to admit, I still try all sorts of weird things. Let's try this. Okay, I'm in. You know, yeah, different restaurant, different food, different games. Yeah, I can do that.
It's like I was just at a chocolate factory and they had weird chocolates, and I have to get the weirdest one. I always have to try the strangest thing. You know, you always need to do something that stretches your knowledge. Yeah. How many people are eating chocolate covered ants? A lot of them.
Do the line of grasshoppers. I decided to do the line of grasshoppers. Okay. But you know, that kind of leaves us. We're sitting here, we're laughing, and we're having fun. You know, the last part is that, you know, Pastor Lee, she does like to have fun. And what
I enjoy coming and helping in the kitchen. Fellowship.
I have to admit, I think what I think would be fun. I mean, we're having the carnival. That's going to be great fun for our coming back, our homecoming. I also think possibly meeting. I found it fun when we did those little meet in somebody's house and and do things like that. And not even have to have a dinner. Maybe just have snacks and coffee. Or wine and cheese party. Oh yeah. So that there's different things. And maybe things that would include more of the kids. Now that we've got so many more kids. Do some other things like maybe add summer field trips. Do something that we could take the kids and the adults could all go someplace together. We did it once. We did the picnic out at Scott County Park. That was all multi-generational. It was everybody came out and had fun. We had games.
Sometimes we think that all we have to do is mission, and we forget that we need to have some stress, some celebration. So that's a good thing to go to people's houses and remember that we're not just doing God's work and working for others. To get ourselves, have ourselves.
A couple of years ago, we did a singles group that would go and meet at some kind of bar and just have have to ring it or something. And it evolved from singles to anybody that was interested in going, but it wasn't real. I mean, it was fun. I mean, it was like monthly. We just the lunch, we would end up having just people kind of establish a few drinks and get band and stuff. I followed Rose and Thorns. That's always responsibility for you guys. But I'm just trying to think of other places I've been and different groups that we've done. We had a big strawberry shortcake contest when I was growing up. For the community, we always had to sing all the singing around on strawberries, and I just remember how
Oh, Sunday morning, yeah, once a month breakfast, the women's meet, yeah. And Mother's, yeah, women's night out. So, yeah, I think there's a lot of things that Edwards does. Yeah, to go. That we can have fun doing and do that. But I have to admit, for me, one of the things I think would be fun is to have you all come and dance with me. No. Just easy. Yeah. Hey, I can wish, right? You know, the audience can dance. We get 2 hand dances.
Game night, we've had euchre parties. I still like having people just bring their favorite board games and people just meet and play. You know, being single, you don't have somebody else to play with half the time.
So anyway, I think there's a lot of things we do here at Edwardson is fun. I think there's things we could investigate. I don't want to say add because it's hard to sit and say, oh, we're going to do this. But I think we could do this, huh? Anybody, any age can tap dance. Yep, we could. We used to put tacks in the bottom of our tennis shoes and tap that way. But now I have real tap shoes. That's a little easier on my feet if tacks go through. So, okay. I think it's about time. Wine and cheese. So, how are you all doing? We've had some fun discussions over here. We've talked about the tap dance group, about having fun. We talked about having things like maybe taking and all the kids and going out and having a party in the park and invite everybody. We were kind of also excited. So I hope you're having fun. I hope you were writing down some of those fun ideas that you have so we can give them to Lisa and we can see what we can do with them. So, did anybody have anything in particular they'd like to say? Oh, that would have shut everybody up, didn't it? Oh, okay. Yes, none. If I get to use it, you have to use it.
I've recently joined the church, but I find that the people here are very welcoming, engaging, creative, wanting to be helpful. I don't know all the ministries, but I'm hoping to find out what they are. I just think this church is a lot of fun. I don't think we need to look for fun. I think it's right here.
Okay.
And that's okay. Yeah, we have fun.
You know, they call it the party church. Oh, good. We like to party. You know, cake days are great. UCC cake day. So take a look around and enjoy people. One thing I will say is we decided in the first part we were talking about our relationship with God, that when we are together, we're reminded of that relationship with God. And that we need to remember that togetherness when we're not here. And that's how we can keep that connection. That's one of the things that came out of our group. So, I'm going to get to my right. So, if you are comfortable doing this, I ask you to sit back in your seat, just relax. If you're comfortable closing your eyes, go ahead and do so. Just close for a minute so you can do some visualization. Some visualizing. Breathe in slowly and breathe out. Let the breath and air move through you and let it slowly drift away. Breathe in and breathe out. Imagine all the anxiety and stress. For me, it's like leaves on a pool of water and it's simply circling and swirl around. Now imagine them drifting slowly away until the water becomes clear. Let all the stress that you feel in your head, in your face, in your shoulders, slowly drain, slowly drift away. Let it sink down through your arms, across your shoulders. Let it take all the tension out of your body and let it drip onto the floor and flow away. We've been using these visualizations in this series to imagine and dream of a world closer to what God would have us do. Relax. So this last week, I invite you to imagine your own life and what it would look like if you could create more Sabbath time in it. What are the triggers that produce the rock slide, the snowball of anxiety that overwhelms you? Imagine yourself in that situation, then step out of the path. Transport yourself in your mind's eye, to a tranquil place, a place of being simply free. It might be somewhere far away, or simply a favorite chair with a cup of tea. It might be a favorite place to walk. It could be outside. It could be inside. It just could be. But it gives you a moment to breathe in and breathe out. And to understand that stress and that anxiety does not have to take you over. Take a moment to write on the piece of paper or construction paper you were given, or in the notepad, the program you've got. Write on that how you can create more Sabbath when you need it. And maybe it's something simply as simple as knowing you can do it. It's just a matter of visualizing that place of peace. Take a minute, breathe in and breathe out. I ask you to join me in prayers. Prayers for the world, with all the problems that are going around. Prayers for the weather and for the good weather, thank goodness. Prayers that we got rain for the crops. There are good things that happen. Prayers for those who are in trouble, for those who need help, for those who have lost a family member, boys are looking for prayers and condolences for the death of Brian's father. And we ask for prayers for a good friend of mine who has found that she has breast cancer. We ask for prayers for those who are healing, for those who are sick, for those who have troubles. Take away our stress and our anxiety. We pray for our town, for the people in it. We pray for the people here in our church, some who we know have problems, some who may not, some who we don't know have. Let's all watch. Help us to understand that we are there to help them, and if we need help, the people here are here to help us. Be with us as we walk through the days for this next week. Guide us. Give us moments of rest. Keep us safe. And let's all pray the prayer that Jesus taught us all together. Hallowed be thy name. Thy kingdom come. Thy will be done on earth as it is in heaven. Give us this day our daily bread, and forgive us our sins, as we forgive those who sin against us. And lead us not into temptation, but deliver us from evil. For thine is the kingdom, and the power, and the glory forever. Amen. Okay, so this happened by accident. I was asked to do the creative moment, and then they asked me to do the worship service. Now they both could connect, but when I talk about the creative process, what I do to lift my spirit is that I dance. I create dances that people can see, and I hope to bring them a message, whether it's a message of joy, whether it's a message of getting something done. It's a statement on what's happening in the world. I dance. I create dances. You know, I'll be truthful and say, I had an Associate of Science in Mathematics and Computer Science when I started. And as a junior, I changed majors to become a dance major because I found that dancing took precedent over getting my math class done. Some people told me that the math class wasn't important enough to be above the dance, that maybe I was backwards in my schooling. Now, I can look back and go, yeah, maybe not. But I'm pretty sure, and I can tell you for a fact, that becoming a dance major and becoming a dancer and a choreographer was far more, what do I want to say, inspirational, far more for me than math would have been. I could have learned to program just about anything. I still do, actually, only now it's a hobby. But dance is what lifted me. Dance gave me the ability to talk to people. I couldn't do this before I started dancing. I started when I was 8 years old. I started teaching when I was 15. I taught all the way through. I never stopped. I tried stopping once for 1 year. Yeah, it lasted 6 months. It wasn't. This is what I do. I choreographed a musical. I choreographed at the church. We'd like to do that again. I could get the kids, any of the adults who would like to do something, we could do it. I choreographed in my dance company. I teach in my studio. But what really, really inspires me to be a dancer, a dance teacher, is to watch the people who are caught up in the work that I do. The way that it affects the people that see it. And they may not see it the way I choreographed it. And you know what? I don't care. If they get one thing out of it, I have done my job as a choreographer. I've done my job as a dancer. Because what I feel may not be what it triggers in somebody else to feel. And I'm okay with that. Because it's an art form. We don't always see the same picture the same way. We don't always hear the song the same way. You don't have to see my dance the way I think it should be seen. Because it's your impression of what I do. And if that lifts somebody's spirit, and if that saves somebody's life, and it has, then I'm happy with that.
Amen.
So, I was teaching in a school. Oh, I was teaching in a school. I was the artist in residence for the Iowa Arts Council. And I had this class. And they were doing so many cool things. And this one boy he was just a dancer. He was so creative. He was doing all this. He was talking to me. He was asking me questions. He was doing that. The class got over, and everybody was so excited, and they all went out. And his teacher came up to me, and she said, "Do you know that that's the first time he's put two words together?" And from that day, I had a note from her that changed his whole life. So, yeah.
Amen.
So, you don't have to be a dancer to have that happen. You just have to do what you love and give it out to people. You have to give it away. I think that's my message. Give it away and let them take what they want. Because that's what's important. I don't even know if I can read this. So this is my creative spirit. In the world, this is my offering. May you see the things you do, no matter how small or mundane, as the way that you contribute goodness to the world and create more life, more joy, and more love. And let the people say, "Praise be to God, the creator of all that is." Okay. Thanks. Okay, so we have our last hymn, and the first verse is in Spanish. So I begged Eleanor to come help sing it. That's okay. I don't know. Well, I can't say I don't know.
And the kiddos are going to help me with a couple of the words.
So we're all going to sing.
Every creature that brings a song to the God of creation. Sing, rejoicing, sing to God who mercifully cares who has offered salvation. Sing the new the love of the Savior, reflecting the colors of all. Many colors that shine from God's face, many colors that tell us how God to recall. Many colors that shine from God's face, many colors that tell us how God to recall. Yeah.
Thank you. Thank you. Thanks, Eleanor. So, I invite you to participate in a creative act. The drum circle needs more people. If you want to do that, come early on next Sunday morning, correct? Or day after today. Maryland's open house. No, that was. Oh. Maryland's open house this afternoon at 2 p.m. Judy's Garden. Go see Judy's Garden Wednesday at 8:30 a.m. The T-shirt contest is ending. If you want to put a submission in, or 6:30 in the evening. So you can go to Judy's either time. Okay, so that would go to Judy's. Judy's Garden either at 8:30 a.m. or 6:30 p.m. Is that right? Okay. Again, the T-shirt contest is ending. If you want to submit something, you get that in. You guys can sit down. Sit down. Thank you. Thank you. Go on. Allie got it. There's my dancer. I see that. And next week, Sample for Saturday from 9 to 12, and Sunday quilting for Velocity after church. Lots of things you could do. And those aren't the only things you can do. You can go out and do 100 things. If you just imagine doing them. So, I invite you to join me in the benediction. This is not an end to focusing on creativity. This is a beginning. The beginning of infusing this joy and agency, play and delight, work and ingenuity, dreaming, hovering, risking, listening, reintegrating, and resting. Applying the creativity already given to us as our birthright and nature into every day of our individual lives and each endeavor that we do. That we recognize, admit, and accept that the creative spirit is within us. Because we, you and I, do today create the new tomorrows we have. And so, may you see the unfolding of each day as an opportunity to be a co-creator with God. As a Jesus follower, may you feel His company leading you toward creating more kindness, justice, and mercy. May you know and recognize the nudge of the creative spirit within, making believe in all you are and do. Amen. Amen. You all would like to stand? Oh, now never be afraid. God will go with you, reach out every day. So now we pray, you. I'd like to thank Brad for stepping in. Shane is great player, and we found that out this morning. Brad stepped in and Robin for us this morning. That's good music. That was good music. I'm in. That was.